everyone, and peace of Christ to all of you. Please invite your friends. And today we are going to talk about something very, very nice. You know, since I was a kid, I like astronomy. But the best astronomy is not when you look at the moon or at the stars, because in the earth we have different stars. Who need to look at the sky? We do not need the sky no more. You know, I remember there's a video in YouTube, the Sheikh, he was describing how Mohammed looked like, and he said, he looked at the moon, he looked at the prophet, he looked at the moon, he looked at the prophet, he looked at the moon, and he looked at the prophet, he looked at the moon, he looked at the prophet, he looked at the moon. Come tomorrow. He looked at the moon, he looked at the prophet. At the end of the conclusion is, the prophet is more pretty than the moon, because he's whiter. The white supremacist cult of Islam. I'm not going to play this video because you know that this little burqa boy, the second you play his video, he go reported to YouTube copyright. He's a coward, he's a potato. Actually, we have still a copy of his last report. This is how coward he is. He will not let us call him, and he will not dare to call us, and he will not let us even make a video to respond to him. See how brave he is? He go to YouTube, please protect me. Christian Prince, he made a video exposing my stupidity, so I'm going to report him. Please take his video down before everybody download the video and see. Well, just a bunch of kids. But you know, in the same time, this guy is from the Deen show. I don't know if you know the Deen show. It's very, very stupid. And I played the video 1,000 times, actually, maybe more. Especially the one about the heaven. When you go to heaven, it's the most amazing, stupid comedy ever you can imagine. Actually, I played their video in the seminars in many countries. And people, literally, they fall off the chairs laughing at that description of paradise. You can search it, Deen show, description of paradise, and you will see what I'm talking about. But for sure, my comment is going to be more funny. So look at this guy here. This guy is so astonished, which, I mean, I don't blame you. Look at this. I mean, look at his face. And this guy is looking at this guy saying, like, what the heck with him? What happened? I just told him the moon is split. Why his mouth is open, his eyebrows is up? Is my life was so big? So today we are going to show Christians how not only to refute, but to use their claim to destroy Islam and the Quran. Again, I cannot play the video because this little choppy boy, he have a hobby of reporting to YouTube. He's a coward. But you can watch the video yourself and you will die laughing. Let us go to business. The chapter of the moon is where supposedly the Quran speak about the moon split. And remember, it's not me who is using the word split, it is them. I want you to focus on this word. This is them saying the splitting. I'm so glad they did not say spitting. So it's a split, not a crack, not a valley. You know what I mean? It's a splitting. When you say splitting, we are talking about a watermelon cut into two pieces. That's when you split something. Split is not connected no more. Split is not a crack. Split is not a valley. Otherwise, the earth is a split too, because we have millions of cracks in the earth. All of them, we call them valley, like the Grand Canyon, one of the biggest maybe. So this was a split, not a crack. The whole video is based in what? Based on picture from NASA that the moon split. Why? Because the moon have a crack. But you know, the moon is full of cracks, and actually all the moon surface is cracked, and the reason, as you see, because there's meteor falling down over the moon and they are causing those cracks. It's a very fragile surface. But when we speak about split, we are talking about something become two pieces. So what the Muhammadan is speaking of is this planet cut off two pieces. Let us make a line. So supposedly, according to the Muhammadan in their videos, Allah, He cut the moon two pieces. Now, not a single science says such a thing, and you know, not only no science says that, simply is the moon. If the moon is split, the moon will be destroyed, because the moon, let us say, size and weight will not be the same. It's going to be two pieces, and that will change everything. And the first change will happen, at least one of them is going to hit the earth. Let us say this half here is the one is facing the earth. When the moon is split, the earth will grab that half. Why? Because the weight change and the size change. So now it is in a certain movement, or let us say, I'm trying to find the correct word. You know, my English is not my first language, and it's not good at all. The orbit of the moon is controlled by two things: the size of the earth and the weight of the earth, and the size of the moon and the weight of the earth, or the moon. If you change any of that, that will change. So if the moon is split, that will make it half size, two pieces, and the earth most likely is going to grab at least one of them, if not two of them. Actually, I think two. If you are a person who is good in astronomy, you can help us and you can leave your comment, especially if you are a professional in that field. So the orbit is in a certain place for a very simple reason: the weight, the size, and this is why it is stuck there. It's literally stuck. And if the moon is split, as the Quran say, that will destroy both the moon and the earth. Because imagine if the half of the moon hit the earth will not be the same no more. Everybody would die first. Secondly, I don't think the earth will stay as one piece, because such a massive size hitting the earth, it's going to be like a billion tons of nuke. So the one who speak about the moon splitting, obviously they decide to split their mind into two pieces. One is saying, I am an idiot and I believe in any lie. The other one, because I am a believer in a lie, I am Muhammadan, like Muhammad, I am going to fabricate something never been said in NASA. NASA never said the moon split. They said there's a cracks, and the whole moon have a cracks. And according to NASA, they took it billions of years, those cracks. Not in one day, there's one crack. Every single inch in the moon is a fragile, which means it's cracked somehow. But you know what? We will go with the Muslim, the Abdul, the Muhammadan claim. But by doing that, we destroy the Quran. How we can do that? Shall we start? My Skype is open. If there is any Abdul here there, imagine, listen, as usual, any Abdul, including those who they are in the picture, if you have the courage and the knowledge to give me a text in Skype, I will call you. You do not need to call me. The funny is, the Muslim, they say, we invited the coward Christian prince to a public debate. Abdul, It is more public than YouTube. I mean, can you imagine more public than YouTube? So if YouTube is not a public place, so what is public? Your bathroom? Here we go, I just started, and we have hundreds of people watching. What more public can be more than this? So if you are a Muslim, a Muhammadan, who believe strongly that the moon split, let us have a conversation and let us make a challenge if you will not leave Islam after talking to me. Who want to do that? Do we have any Muhammadan? Mayday? Any Muhammadan he believe really the moon split would like to call me? Anyone? That's it? What happened? Where is the proud people about astronomy in the Quran? All right, well, look like I'm getting 0 invitation to challenge by Muhammadan. Still, my Skype is open. Feel free. You can text me anytime if you feel like, there's some power drink you can buy them from 7-Up store. You will drink them and you will be very powerful. Now let us go to the claim. As long the Muslims, they say that the moon split, and this is in chapter 54, verse number 1. That again is additional proof that Muhammad is a fraud. Why? Because Muhammad claimed that his God told him that the moon split asunder because the judgment day is very near. Actually, not only in the near, it's in the corner. The word iqtarabat is not only near, it is almost there. So the last hour, this is the Muslim translation, remember, this is not my translation. Draw near and the moon split asunder. Well, here we go, 1400 years after, and the judgment day is not there. So this is number 1, it's a false prophecy. For he consider the moon splitting as a sign of a judgment day, not a miracle to prove anything. Okay, there is a Muslim, he says he will call me and he is ready to shut me up. That's wonderful. Answer, Abdul, answer. And don't forget to mute YouTube. Well, Abdul is not answering. Oh, he answered, I think, now. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, Abdul, how are you doing?
How are you?
Hello?
Hello?
Yes. You are live on air. What do you want to say to us? We are talking about the moon splitting. What do you like to share, Mr. Abdul?
No. First, I want to talk about flat Earth.
About what?
Can we do that?
About what?
About the flat Earth.
About what? Flat Earth?
Flat Earth.
What?
Yes.
Well, this is, no. Our topic now. Okay, we can go there after we finish this one. So what do you think about the moon splitting? Because we are making this video designated to answer the claim of the moon splitting. What do you want to say about this?
What about it?
Do you believe that the moon split?
Of course not. You can see the moon is whole right now, my friend.
Okay, so why you are calling me? Where those people come to me from? Okay. If you are a Muslim and you want to call me, I want a smart person to call me, not a person who took too much hashish. He do not know even what the topic. And of course not. So why you are calling me? I want people to debate me, not someone to agree with me. So the last hour draw near and the moon split asunder. First of all, do you see any mistake in the statement there? Who wanna help me? Who wanna help me? There's a mistake, there's a huge mistake. When the Muslim they say that Allah, he made a miracle, where is the word Allah? And where it says that I split the moon? Does it say that? Anyone see the word Allah said? I mean, how in the world? First, Muhammad he received a verse or chapter saying the last hour draw near and the moon split asunder. What does that mean? Who's talking? You will notice here the Muslim they added something is not in the Quran. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful, but this is not number one, this is number one, which means this is an addition. It's a fabrication. So right away Muhammad received a call from Allah, as you remember Muhammad said in the hadith, he received sound of a bell. Muhammad translated the sound of the bell is the last hour draw near and the moon split asunder. But nobody's saying I split the moon. Nobody's saying I made a miracle. Nobody's saying that this is even from Allah. All what it says is reporting something they saw supposedly in the sky, and that was an eclipse. Same time, this is a poetry made by an Arab Christian. His name is Imru al-Qais. And the Muslims they try their best to delete his poetry from their books. But we have the copies and we reserve the poetry. And you will notice how much Muhammad he took from the poetry of this man, which is a poetry he was speaking about his beautiful women who he loved her. دنت الساعة وانشق القمر. Look. دنت الساعة وانشق القمر. Muhammad he took the word danat and he replaced it with the word اقتربت, which means the same thing. And supposedly this is not the word of Imru al-Qais. اقتربت and danat is the same thing. But danat is more strong. دنت الساعة وانشق القمر عن غزال صاد قلبي ونفر. This guy is talking about a woman. She is like a deer for him. In the middle of the night, or in the night, in the darkness, she split the darkness like a moon. She is a deer who hunted his heart. And this deer ran away. So his heart was hunted by a woman. She appeared in the middle of the darkness and she split the darkness as the moon split. And he's saying this is the judgment day is near. Look what happened to me. أحور قد حرت في أوصافه ناعس الطرف بعينيه حور. He described how beautiful her eyes is. And he's saying, I don't know even how to describe this woman. If you notice with me in the page here, all the lines in black, those underlines verses in the Quran. Muhammad, he took it word by word. So the potato Muhammad, he was making Quran by copying a poet of an Arab Christian. those sentences Muhammad he used in his Quran. So this is the origin of this is اقتربت الساعة وانشق القمر. But as long as the Muslims they insist that this is a miracle, well, I like this miracle because this miracle will help us to destroy Islam even better. You know, there is something called Quran according to revelation. I don't know how many of you knows that the Muslims agree that the Quran they have today is not the same as the Quran used to be exist in the time of Muhammad. In which way they say? It's just the way it was organized. They don't say we change it, we play with it. In fact, they did. So if you search right now, any one of you, if you search for Quran according to revelation, you will see many Islamic websites showing you the order of the Quran and supposedly how it's revealed between two brackets from the God between two brackets of Muhammad to the bracket prophet. So the first verse Muhammad he received or chapter it was Al-Alaq, and according to the Muslims today it is in the Quran as number 96, which is a clear proof that the Muslim they change the Quran and they play with it. If Allah gave you this is number 1, how you make it 96, which is the end of the Quran. However, our interest today is the chapter of the moon, which is the chapter where the moon supposedly split. As you see with me in the screen, it says it is number 54 in the Quran today. It is number what? 54 into the Quran. But in reality, it was 37, which means Muhammad he received this Quran as order 37 as a chapter. You see it? So in the original Quran, it is 37. This is the Qamar, which means the moon. Actually, the Qamar does not really mean moon. Sorry, I was talking about. You know, if we count the Muslim, they say to you the miracle of how the word moon, counted in the Quran. The word Qamar is a moon, but there is other word which is Hilal. It is a moon, and Ahilla is a moon, and Shahr is a moon. All of them, they are not even Arabic words. But we will continue with this. So the chapter of the moon, it is not 54 as you see, it is 37. Do you see it? So based on this, Muslims confirming this, not me, the miracle which Muslims they claim happened after 37 chapter of the Quran, which means after that it doesn't make sense if anyone asks Muhammad challenging him to give a miracle, because Muhammad already did a miracle, correct? Are you getting my point? So after this point, the Arab, the Christians, the Jews, they cannot say to Muhammad, hey, make a miracle.